Hey friends, welcome back. Have you ever felt like you were trying so hard to get someone's attention, but they just don't notice you, like no matter what you do, how much you care or how often you reach out, they don't seem to care as much as you do. It's frustrating, isn't it? You're giving all your time, your energy, your love, and yet it feels like they couldn't care less. They go about their life, and you're left feeling like you're not even there. But what if I told you that the real secret to making them want you, to making them crave your presence, isn't about giving more, it's about doing something completely different? What if the answer isn't in trying harder but in pulling back? Here's the thing. People don't crave what they can easily have. They crave what's scarce, what's as hard to get. Think about it. When something is always there, always available, people stop appreciating it, but take it away for just a moment, and suddenly they stop to notice. They stop to feel the loss. That's exactly what happens in relationships. If you're always available, they'll never miss you. So what do? You step back. You stop being so available. You stop chasing them. Stop being the one who always texts thing. Feel free to subscribe to my channel. A short comment can appreciate and support my work. Feel free to write feedback in the comments, or have you ever been in this situation? Then please let me know. Thank you. Here's where it all starts to shift. Imagine for a moment, you're not the one reaching out every time. Instead, you're holding back just a little, giving space, letting them feel what it's like without you constantly in their life. And here's the twist. When you stop being the one who's always there, you start to become the person they can't stop thinking about. It's almost like a magnet. Suddenly there's a pull they can't ignore, a curiosity they can't shake, because now they're the ones wondering where you are, what you're up to, and why you're not around as much. Think about the last time you lost something valuable. Maybe it was a special piece of jewelry, a favorite jacket, or even a person who meant the world to you. When it was gone, suddenly, it became so much more important. The absence made it clear how valuable it was, right? That's what happens when you create a little distance in relationships. By not always being available, you create that same sense of rarity, of something valuable that isn't always right there, easy to reach. And when people feel that rarity, that value, they start to crave it. They start to realize just how much they need it. And here's where the magic happens. Without saying a word, without doing anything extra, you're pulling them in. Every moment you're not around, they're feeling the weight of your absence. And in that quiet space, they begin to miss you, truly, deeply. They start to wonder if they took you for granted, if they overlooked something special, and it eats at them. They start to crave the moments when you were there, the connection you shared, the time they might have once brushed aside. So let's get real here. Are you ready to stop chasing? To stop giving so much that you're left feeling empty? Because the moment you step back, the game changes. It's no longer about you trying to fit into their life. Now it's about them realizing that without you, something is missing. It's about showing them that your presence isn't something they can take for granted. It's something rare, something worth chasing. So stop being so available. Let them feel your absence, and watch as they come to crave your presence in a way they never have before. Imagine this. Every time you used to send a message, every time you showed up, it was like handing them a piece of yourself. Little by little, you were giving away moments of your day, pieces of your heart, hours of your thoughts, until there wasn't much left for you. You were constantly investing in them, constantly trying to remind them that you were there. But what did they do with all of it? They grew comfortable. They assumed you'd always be there, so they stopped valuing your time, your effort, even your love, and that's where everything shifted. Now picture this. The silence. That's what they're left with when you finally stop giving so much of yourself. There's no more constant reassurance, no more instant replies, no more energy being poured their way. It's just quiet. And in that quiet, they're forced to sit with their thoughts. They're forced to remember the times you showed up for them, the times you brought comfort, laughter, or maybe even love into their life. But here's the twist. Now that you're not there, they're starting to understand what they had, and that's when the craving begins. That's when they start wondering why their phone isn't lighting up with your name, why they don't see you in their notifications, why there's this empty space where you used to be. But while they're left with that growing emptiness, you're rediscovering yourself. You're focusing on the things that bring you joy, that make you feel alive. Maybe you're investing time in a passion you put on hold. Maybe you're reconnecting with friends you hadn't seen. Or maybe you're simply enjoying the peace that comes from not always chasing after someone else's approval. And every moment you spend focusing on you, you're becoming someone stronger, someone more grounded. And here's the beautiful part. People are naturally drawn to strength. When they see that you're not waiting on anyone, that you're building a life you're proud of, they start to see you differently. You're no longer the person who is constantly reaching out, constantly giving without receiving. Now you're the person they can't quite reach, the person they wonder about, the one who has a life so full that it doesn't revolve around them. And that's irresistible. So let them feel that absence. Let them experience life without you, without your love, your presence, your energy. Let them sit in that empty space. Because that's where they'll finally realize the difference between someone who was just there and someone who brought meaning, depth, and light into their life. That's when they'll feel that craving grow into something undeniable, something they can't ignore. And as they start to crave your presence, they're going to have to do the one thing they never thought they'd do. They're going to have to start working to get you back. But here's the thing. By the time they finally come looking, you'll have built yourself up. You'll have realized your worth, your value, and how much you deserve someone who sees it from the very beginning. Someone who doesn't need to lose you to understand what they had. Because at the end of the day, you should never have to pull back for someone to realize your worth. Imagine this. As you continue on your own path, maintaining that distance, they start to truly feel the weight of your absence. It's as if you're holding up a mirror, forcing them to confront the small moments when they might have taken you for granted. You're no longer the person who's always there, waiting at the end of their convenience. Instead, you're living a life that doesn't revolve around them. And suddenly, they're wondering what you're doing, who you're spending time with, and why you're no longer available at the push of a button. Every moment you invest in yourself, every second you pull further from their world, serves as a reminder that you're not someone to be taken lightly. You're no longer an open book for them to read at any time. Now they're the ones waiting for the next page, the ones scrambling to find their place in your life. And that, right there, is what makes you so captivating, so impossible to ignore. Your life, no longer dependent on their interest or attention, has its own glow, a light that grows brighter without them. As they begin to feel that pull, that craving for your presence, you'll find that your own inner strength is growing. You'll feel the power that comes from standing in your own space, from reclaiming your own energy. Suddenly, you're the one in control, the one deciding if or when you let them back into your life. The balance has shifted, and the best part, you're not forcing anything. You're not pretending. It's a natural shift that happened. You stop pouring yourself into someone who didn't appreciate it. And think about it. The things we truly value in life are often the things we don't have immediate access to. It's the anticipation, the wondering, the mystery that makes a person or a thing feel truly special. So when you create that space, when you step back and reclaim yourself, you allow them to feel the longing you once felt. They'll begin to notice the empty space that's left when someone meaningful is no longer there. As you continue on this journey, remember that you are what's most important. You're investing in yourself, strengthening your own identity, becoming the best version of yourself. And by the time they start missing you, wondering if they've lost you for good, you'll realize that you no longer need their validation. You've already found something much more valuable, the confidence that you are enough on your own. And here's the truth. By the time they feel that undeniable pull to have you back, by the time they finally recognize what they had, you will have changed. You're no longer waiting for someone to see your worth. You've spent time investing in yourself, rediscovering what makes you feel alive, finding fulfillment in places they were never part of. And now when they come looking, you'll know that you have a choice, a choice to let them in or to keep moving forward without them. The most powerful feeling is realizing that you're not bound by the need for anyone's approval. You're not waiting on a text, on a call, on a sign that you matter to them, because you already know you matter to yourself. That craving they now feel, that sense of loss they can't shake, is theirs to hold. But for you, it's a reminder of how far you've come. You're no longer the person who gives endlessly without getting anything back. You've become someone who knows that love isn't about sacrificing yourself, about giving so much that there's nothing left. True love is mutual, it's balanced, and it's shared by someone who sees your worth from the very beginning. So let them crave your presence. Let them sit in the emptiness that your absence brings. But don't look back, because the person you've become deserves so much more than someone who only values you when you're gone. You deserve someone who celebrates your presence every day, who doesn't need a reminder to appreciate what they have. And until you find that, you'll keep thriving, living your life fully, because you are more than enough, exactly as you are.